Oh my god, the host just triple sapped.
Did you see whose food running?
56 was just sitting there making out the entire time I was trying to take
Why do we have
orders.
so many servers on the floor? Did you hear about 73?
This is a work of fiction. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental.
Have you ever thought of getting like a deeper bass?
You get those fucking ads on YouTube?
No.
I get them all the time. Some stupid bitch getting pulled over. I don't even know what the fucking ad is for. It's some dumb bitch getting pulled over by the cops. And she's like, have you ever thought about getting a deeper bass? You know, they're like, woo, woo, woo. You could be like, woo. And I hate it every time. It makes me so upset. It's the same as grocery outlet. I'll never shop at a grocery outlet simply for the fucking commercials they had that were so bad that were all over YouTube.
Ah, I'm so sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen.
It was like, grocery outlet, bargain market.
I have never heard one of their commercials.
Oh,
but I also
their commercials made me so mad.
I won't shop there because I just think that
that's a gamble.
it's like grocery outlet. So already we're outletting our food, and then it's a bargain market. And I'm like, that's okay. I don't know how much of a bargain I need my fresh food to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fair. Well, welcome back to Rolling Silverware. I'm Kat.
I'm Bunny.
And this is our post-shift shit talk. And so the last little bit, I've had some bad starts. Had some really bad starts. So
For shifts?
Yeah.
Oh, I just hated today entirely. Sorry, I wanted to get that out on Vic. Today sucked. Today fucking blew. For a Saturday, it sucked. Anyways, go on.
No, I go to work and I have my little Dunkin coffee because America and Kat runs on Dunkin. And I have my Dunkin coffee and my little pretzel sliders, and it was fantastic and everything tasted great. And then I park up at work and I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm ready for my shift. And I go to pick up my coffee.
No.
And the top completely comes off and the drink spills entirely into my driver's seat.
It.
And it's the very beginning of my shift, and it's milk and it's coffee, and I just walk in so dejected because one, it tasted really good. I was really upset. I got a cold brew.
You just bought it.
I just bought it. It was a $6 coffee that I bought, a cold brew with sweet cold foam with pistachio flavoring. Like, it was really good. And I had one sip of it before that top fucking fell off.
Did you enjoy that car, Matt? Was that a good coffee for you?
Was. And I walk inside and I was just like, my coffee spilled in my car. I'm so upset. And I'm telling everybody, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I just started my shift. Now there's just milk getting warm in my car. Well, it was one of the days where it was like really hot, right? So I was like, it's getting even hotter. Eventually, at one point, I just go out to my car half an hour after my shift starts.
Sure.
And I rip, because you know the driver's side mat, like it's locked in there in a weird way.
It's like a hook on mine. It has like two hooks. So you have to like unhook the side and then the top part.
Yeah, so I like unhooked it, I like wrenched it out, and then I just like threw it into the flower pit that's like right in front.
No, you didn't.
And I was just like, it's just, if someone steals it, okay. If not, whatever, I'll see that when I get back from my shift. And I threw some microfibers down because the manager was like, just take some, I don't give a shit. And I was like, thank you. And so I take some microfibers and I just kind of like let them sit them in my car and hopefully like let them soak up as much of the coffee that got through the mat onto my actual car. And then that's how I started my shift, was with that. It was just like really upsetting.
It's not great.
Ended up eventually, once I got off, I I don't have like a shop vac. So I had to get off of a 6-hour shift, drive to a drive-through, one of those like car washes that you drive up and put a bunch of quarters into, and then you drive farther and there's some vacuums and you put some quarters into it. And so I went there with this like OxyClean laundry stain remover stuff that I have, just like drenched the driver's side of my car. I ended up just putting my mat in the washer dryer at my house.
Yeah, sounds great.
But my car, I took the OxyClean, soaked it down, and then I just doused it. I had waters in my car because I hadn't brought them in from grocery shopping yet. So I just doused like 2 whole bottles of water into my car and then just used the shop vac at the fucking car wash and just soaked them up. And then I just left my windows down a little bit overnight and it was just like, it'll air dry. And it did. And it worked perfectly. So pro tip for anybody that
I don't know if those vacuums are meant for water, but I suppose
I did Google it. They're not
meant for water. Fair.
And then the other day, I go into work, and this was Thursday. So they call me. I'm not scheduled for Thursday, but the general manager. Well, I did not know this. The GM calls me, and she goes, "Oh, we really need a bartender for tonight. Would you mind coming in?" And I was just like, you know what? Bunny works Thursday nights. I can work a Thursday, and I'd love to come in and bartend for you. And so I get all done up. I am so cute. I have my extensions in again, my little calico extensions with like the blonde and red pieces and the black pieces. Fantastic. And I have my little bubble braids, and I was so cute. And then I walk in, and you're not fucking on the schedule. Nope. And I was devoed. I was so upset. I was like, this bitch. Anyways.
Yeah. Took the day off. Spring break.
Within 3 minutes, I hadn't even gotten a table yet. I hadn't even walked behind the bar yet. I'm at the host stand. I hear snap, and I feel it in my hair. I was so upset. So I fussed with it a little bit. I'm like, okay, we're going to make this work. It's fine.
Did you bobby pin it?
No, it was bands.
I don't know, but like you could bobby pin that space.
Yeah, so that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah, that's because I have like 30,000 bobby pins in my purse on any given day.
So that is what I ended up doing, is I ended up like kind of bobby pinning it together and making it look like okay, I guess. And then so Sally's Beauty fucking discontinued the rubber bands that I have always used, which are the actual like rubber bands that have like some meat to them, some grip, right? Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Like a regular rubber band, how it has, when you stretch it, it has a little bit of grip to it. But it was the small little black ones. Those are the ones I always have used for my hair. You get a pack of like 250 for $3, right? Sally's Beauties decided to discontinue these. So they're like, well, we have these, and they're the like thin, slick
I don't like the
bands.
Plasticky ones. Yes. I don't like using those.
That's what they were, and that's what I had used for bubble braids.
Yeah.
So I had so many in my hair, and within 30 minutes, I felt 3 different times.
Oh, no.
My hair fucking snap. And it was my 13th reason. I was so upset. I was getting so mad because I looked so cute, and then I walk in, and then you're not there, and now my hair's falling to pieces, and I was just like, don't do this to me. Why is this happening to me? I was getting so ready to just pull all of my extensions out, all of the rubber bands out, and just saying fuck it, throwing my hair in a random ponytail if I could find one somewhere and calling it a day. I was really mad. So I've had a couple of rough starts to my shifts recently. It's not been great.
I haven't had any rough starts. I just had a rough day today. Like, God damn it. First, I didn't get a table for like 20 minutes. And then I did get a table, and it's like I don't know, out of the 7 tables I got tonight, at least 3 of them had kids at them. So it just means lower checks. I don't have a problem with kids. I have a kid. I don't mind serving them. None of them were a hassle or a problem at all. It just means the check average is going to be lower. Mm-hmm. And then usually the parents don't want to stay super late, and sometimes they do dessert for the kid, but sometimes they don't, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just like I'm not getting any...
If they do a dessert too, it's usually just ice cream. Like it's
it's like a sundae for the kid. Yeah, so it's like I'm just not getting these high ticket items, and it was really a fucking 10 to 15% day.
You were getting really bad tips tonight.
One table out of my entire night tipped me 20%, and it's like, hey, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. And on any other fucking day, I don't care. But when it's table after table after table after table, I came to you and I was like, is it me? Like, I'm smiling. I came in a great mood. There's nothing wrong with me. I ate before I got here. I'm feeling really good. Like, I had my coffee. Literally nothing happened leading up to work that I'm like, what the fuck? Is it my face? Like, do people just not like me?
My face?
I don't really understand. Or did I just happen on all of those 15 to 10% tippers?
I think you really did, because I wasn't feeling that vibe. Like in my section, I was right next to you. I'm not feeling that vibe. Okay. All right, I'm not saying that to be a bitch. Just I feel like maybe you just got a lot of the really just cheap people tonight, and I did get a couple.
And that's fine. Like, it happens, right? It's not the end of the world. And I had a really great Fish Friday yesterday. Like, I really did. I was busy all night. Everyone was in a good mood. Nobody had any problems. One of my tables. Okay, so I get a table of. It's supposed to be 7 at that round table that we get, right? Supposed to be 7. It ends up only being 6. Not a big deal. I don't care. But right off the bat, there's only 4 of them there. And this girl goes, yeah, can we start some appetizers? I go, yeah, of course. And so she's like, can we get 60 hama-hamas? Sorry.
Oh, come on.
And I look at her and I say, 16? Because that's not, neither one of those are numbers that people order oysters in. Like, you usually get 12, or you get 6, or you get a dozen and a half, so you get 18, you know? So I go, 16? And she goes, no, 60, 6-0. And I go,
That's too many oysters.
Also, I don't know. I don't know if we have that many of one type of oyster at this point in the night.
Yeah.
It's 7:45. I don't know. So I go, let me find out for you. She says, okay. I go immediately to the manager. Hey, can I get 60 hama-hamas? 6-0? Yes, 6-0. I don't know. Cool. Can you find out? And if not, can you let the table know? Mm-hmm. So what we ended up doing was 30 of the hama-hamas and 30 of a different type of oyster. Okay. So we do have those to go around, you know. But also you got to consider, we do need to save some of those oysters for the platters or for other things.
For other people.
Yeah, ideally you're not taking our entire stock of one type of oyster.
For 4 people.
Especially not even at the end of the night, you know. And it's like, oh, we're just out of those all night. Like, I don't know. Anyways, it's too late to get an order of anything, you know. So I was just like, but I'd never. So that took 6 oyster stands.
Jesus.
To accommodate all of those oysters. And then also the manager comes up to me. It's newer bar manager. And he's like, yeah, so it's going to be half hama-hamas and half the others. So that's 2.5 dozens of each. And I go, yeah, I can math. I don't know if you know this, but I do know that 24 plus 6 makes 30. Thank you.
I wouldn't have known that.
I'm just immediately looking at him. Oh, okay. I fucking got it.
I would have also done that, though, just because he's a man.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, yeah, okay, I know.
Okay.
I would turn around and be like, what was that math?
Yes, it is. So, yeah, there's 6 oyster stands on this table.
That's so many.
And then their other friends get there. So, in oysters and appetizers, because they got a couple appetizers as well. Oysters and appetizers alone. And there's 2 cocktails at the table, but not everybody got a cocktail. They're at $330.
Fuck me. That's before they even order entrees.
Right. And I'm like, are they going to order entrees or is everybody just going to share the apps? Like, that's cool too. I don't care. Do whatever you want. So then I walk up and she's like, can we place the order for entrees? And I go, yes, you can. And she goes, okay, I have it written down on my phone. And she goes to hand me her phone. Yeah. She's like, it'd be easier this way. And she goes to hand me her phone. And I go, no.
That's not easier at all. What are you talking about?
No. What do you want me to take your phone over to the terminal and hope that you wrote down everything I need you to write down? Did you get steak temps? Did you get sides? Did you get the things that I have to ask you?
Right.
When I take an order? So anyways, I'm not annoyed. I was just like, oh, no. What do you want? And so,
oh, no.
No. You tell me what you want so I can ask you questions. Because she was literally trying. No. She's like, here, this would be easier. And she's trying to hand me her phone. And I'm all, no, that's not happening. So I write down everything. While she's rapid fire telling me these entrees that she wants.
Was there like a language barrier? Is that why she thought it would be easier? What was the point?
I think that there might have been if I had asked everybody at the table.
Okay.
But not from her. There was not a language barrier with her.
Got it.
But I think maybe 2 of the other people might have had trouble ordering.
Got it.
But hey, that's fine. So I was like, yeah, what can I get for you? So she orders in no specific order. I'm assuming that they're sharing all the entrees as well because that's what people do sometimes. And so she rapid fire starts telling me, oh, we're going to get, the clam linguine, we're going to get this, we're going to get this. And so she gets to one item and I need to ask, what's the temperature on that steak? And what 2 sides would you like with that steak? Because just telling me you want the top sirloin doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I have more questions to ask. So after she said top sirloin, she said clam linguine. I heard her say it, but then I had to go back to ask her about the sides and the steak temp. And then she starts from whatever was underneath the clams and tells me the rest of the order.
You missed the clams.
I missed the clam linguine. So I go and I ring everything in and it comes out and she goes, honestly, like, I'm not mad, but I was a little annoyed.
I'm not mad now.
I'm not mad, but I was a little annoyed because she looked at me. Apparently, everybody had ordered an individual entree, which I did not understand by the way she ordered it, right? Mm-hmm. And so she has no food in front of her.
Oh, it was her clam linguine.
So I walk up and I was like, yo, what's up? Like, also I'm thinking, did you have your fill of oysters and apps? Because maybe you did. I don't fucking know. I don't know how this is going to play out. And she goes, yeah, did you not bring in the clam linguine?
Don't ask me like that. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, I didn't, but shut the fuck up. Who are you? You don't know. You're right, but shut the fuck up. So, anyways.
Don't say it like that.
Don't say it like that. It was rude. And I went, oh my God, that didn't come out. Give me 1 second. And I go to the terminal that she cannot see. Yeah. And I bring in a clam linguine. And I go, because I know for a fact it's not written on my paper, so I didn't bring it in. And the reason it's not written on my paper is because she was rapid fire sending me fucking entrees. Mm-hmm. And we didn't, I should have gone back over it with her. I should have. That is my fault. I understand that that's my fault. But it was a weird way to fucking order food. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then, so I go to the kitchen, and I was like, hey, on the EKM, fly. Like executive kitchen manager, can I please get that clam linguine on the fly? To which he sighs and says, okay. And I go, great. And then 10 minutes goes by, and I still don't have a clam
that's
linguine.
A long time for the linguine.
And clams don't take that long to cook.
No.
So I'm like... So I grab the manager. I'm like, can you check on that? Because that's my fucking bad. Can you also comp it? Because that's my fucking bad. Like, I 100% take this server error with grace. It's fine. It's my fault. And so we comp it. And then I was like, hey, do you think maybe we could get them dessert just to say sorry, you know? And he's like, of course, whatever they want, we'll get dessert. I was like, cool, thank you so much. And so, because their bill after ordering entrees was at $510.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $510. I think, was after everything. So then I go and I'm picking up plates and I'm clearing everything because she did get her food and it was hot and perfect and she seemed to love it, so it's fine. And so I'm clearing plates and I'm asking if anybody needs boxes. Nobody wants anything boxed up, so I'm just clearing more plates. And she's like, we'll take the check. And I was like, oh, did you want? She goes, we'll take the check.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're fucking joking. This is the highest check of my entire day. Like, I've had a busy day, but this is by far my highest check. And I'm like, all right, I'll eat it. But here's all that anyone is talking about is the tip out on this table alone is going to be
astronomical.
$300 worth of oysters. It's rare that you get $300 worth of oysters throughout your entire night, let alone from a single fucking table. Like, oh fuck, please don't fuck me over on this. And so I drop the check and I have to go on break. I'm literally like being forced to go on break. Mm-hmm. And so manager picks it up and runs the card. I drop it. And first when I dropped the check, I did let her know, hey, just so you know, we took the clams off. Yeah. Sorry about the wait. And she goes, it's fine. And I go, okay, cool. They pay with one card. The manager runs it. I drop it because I'm on break, but I'm going to be the last person to talk to this table.
Yes, of course.
Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. It was great to see you. Take care. Blah, blah, blah. I grab the last plate off the table and I bounce on break. And then I come back from my break and I walk over and they left me $80.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Could have been worse.
It could have been so much worse. And honestly, as long as I'm not paying, I had succumbed to the fact that I would just find out what the tip out for that table alone was going to be. And as long as they paid that, I'd be happy. Like, that's what I was thinking the whole time I was on break.
Speaking of tables that did not work out. So this happened to me today. Another bad start to a shift. I have like a table, it's just one dude, right? Sitting at 33, and I'm sitting there, I'm chatting with him, whatever. And then 35 gets up and they like, I noticed while I was like talking to 33 and like getting him his different, like his drink and his bread and then, you know, his appetizer. And as I'm like kind of going through the starting process of they keep like looking at me, but they're not like waving me down or doing anything. And there was other tables in there from the day shift because I was the night shift, right? So there was tables in there that the day shift was still taking care of. They, you know, were keeping their tables, whatever. And I noticed that they were like looking at me, but I was just like not really paying attention to them. And then they like angrily get up and walk past me at one point as I'm sitting there talking to 33, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then I see them at the front desk and they're getting sat in a different section. And I walk up to the host and I was like, why are they sitting back down? Like, didn't they just eat? And she goes, no, I sat them 16 minutes ago and nobody said anything to them.
No. So they were looking at you like, what the fuck? That guy's been there 2 minutes.
Yes.
And we've been here for 16 minutes.
Yes. So here's the problem is by the time...
No, that's the problem.
that's the whole problem, actually.
I don't know if you know this, but that's bad.
There's no other problem, actually.
I'm also upset for them.
I was so upset. By the time I had walked into lunch, when I first walked in there, I didn't do a quick sweep when I like first got on to see who, like what tables he was keeping or whatever, right?
Well,
I just
and
asked
usually
him.
I just meet up with the server and I go like, hey, how many of your tables are you keeping? And then that's when they say, oh, 35 just sat.
Right.
Or whatever.
It was one of those where I was like, are you keeping all your tables? And he said, yeah, I'm keeping everything. Don't worry about it. I said, cool. I started doing other things, running food. We were putting out new table tents, right? So I'm like helping out a side of the section completely. Oh, God. And then they tell me like, oh, we sat you. And I said, okay, cool. I walk in and I see the, one guy and he has a menu. So I was like, that's the table that they sat me.
Sure.
And it isn't far enough into the lounge area where I also saw that there were menus on 35.
No.
I thought that they were a previous server's table. And I didn't say anything to them. And then the previous server didn't say shit to them, taking care of his table at 37, which is past them.
Yeah, I was going to say, so he just kept walking past them and thought nothing for 16 minutes?
He kept walking past them. I kept not walking anywhere near them. And then just looking at them like they're crazy for looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like,
no,
okay.
What the fuck do you want?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry you had to deal with Paranorman. Like, I don't know.
I knew it. You didn't even have to say it. I was like, it's fucking Paranorman.
And I was just like, okay, like not thinking anything of it. And when I tell you, I felt fucking awful. I immediately went to the new server whose section it was in and I told her the entire story. And I was like, I don't know if they're going to be cool. I'm so sorry that this happened. And she goes, okay. So she, takes extra good care of them.
Right.
I immediately go to a manager and I say, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And he was like, it's fine. We'll take care of a dessert or something. And I was like, they were already celebrating a birthday, which is awful that they're celebrating and getting ignored for over 15 minutes at their first table. And I was like, so we were already going to buy him dessert anyways. Don't worry about it. And yeah, apparently they were really kind. They were very nice to the new server. Sure. And, we took care of a dessert or something like that.
Shit happens sometimes.
It was one of those things where I was like, fuck. I can't remember the last time something quite like that happened to me. Sure. But that transition is so weird. And I always do a walkthrough of the section the minute I clock
sometimes
in.
I'll even talk to the other person's tables to be like, hey, how's it going? Do we need refills? Like, just to get a feel for where they're at.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, are you sitting down and waiting for somebody to take your order?
Yeah.
Or, are you closed out? Like, what's... Yeah. I definitely do that pan through. But sometimes, if I've spoken to the other server, I don't. Because if they're like, oh, yeah, I'm keeping,
Usually
X,
they
Y,
say
and
the
Z.
table numbers too. Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, 32's eating and da-da-da-da. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. I always do a sweep, though, at the minute I clock in. Just be like, okay, cool. 31, 32, and 37 are sat. What are you keeping? And then I'll go and check in with the server. Like, I always do that. And I didn't fucking do that. And those people sat there for 16 minutes celebrating a birthday. And I just watched a bunch of people
and
in
then
our
watched
uniforms
you walk up to somebody
around.
else and be like, how are you?
Oh my God.
You look like you're having a great time.
Hi, single person. What's up? Let's get you some food. Yeah, it was fucking awful.
Oh my God.
I felt so bad. But it's so funny segueing into Paranorman comes to me the other day and he goes, yeah, so like what's the standard on when they have to like give you a table or you have to give up a table or whatever?
Fuck up. No, and shut the fuck up.
He's been with us for so long.
Not only does he, when was this?
Literally a week and a half ago.
You can't fucking, Jesus Christ. Go ahead. No, tell your story and then I'll tell mine. Go ahead.
So he comes up and he goes, yeah, well, the table, I just clocked in. He was like a 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
No. He was the day shift lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And he clocks in later than we open, right? As a day shift lounge, you don't come in at open. You come in at like 12 or 12:30 or whatever.
Yeah, 11:30 or 12.
Yeah, so the bartenders, if any tables have sat in there, the bartender's taking care of them.
Right.
And so apparently a table sat down, had gotten drinks, had not gotten food on the table yet.
Right.
And he was just like, well, I said something about taking over the table, and the bartender, Southern Peach, was just like really offended and like seemed like really mad that I wanted to take over this table, but like there's no food on the table, and so like I don't understand, And I looked at him, I was like, honestly, Paranorman, it depends on how you want to take that. Like, you could just let her keep the table, or you could want to have beef with Southern Peach and then take the table from her.
Also,
like, you're within your right.
So funny that he would say that. So interesting.
I'm so excited
that
for this.
Would be what he has to... Shut the fuck up, dude. So, 2 weeks ago, I come into work. I'm the closer. And our lounge it's a Saturday or a Sunday, right? So, Paranorman's the morning lounge on one or both of those days sometimes. I don't know fucking why, but he is. It's fine. Anyway, so he walks up to me, and I thought he said, "My relief is late. Can you believe that they would do this?" And I'm thinking that he thinks I'm his relief. So I'm like, "You're not fucking looking me in my face right now. It is 4:02." And yeah,
saying something about
I
being
hit
late,
a little bit of traffic. It's 4:02. So I look him up and down and I go, "What?" And he's like, "Well, I just, sometimes," and his relief is a pretty young thing, and sometimes she is a couple minutes late. Yeah. So the fuck what? And
okay.
But it's 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, right? But I'm 2 minutes late, and he's walking up saying my relief is late. Like, I can't believe this. And I'm looking at him like, I'm not your fucking relief, dog. I'm the closer. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I know you're not my relief. Like, do you think I would say that?" And I was like, "I don't know what you'd say. Because at this point, I'm fucking mad that you're saying it at all. Sir, you get here at 11:30 or 12. Your day is not done at 4 o'clock. Yeah. You do not hit 4 o'clock and then you walk out the door. Yeah. No, you don't. You still have side work to do. You still have tables to close out. And it's so funny that he would say that about Southern Peach keeping a table when I fucking walk into the lounge sometimes, being his actual relief on different days. And it's, "Oh, well, I just put the order in for that table, so I'm keeping that one and I'm keeping that one." Or vice versa.
He did the same thing to me tonight, yeah.
Vice versa, if he wants to leave and his side work's done, he looks at me and goes, "Yeah, so I'm handing you 4 tables." That's so interesting. That's so interesting that you're willing to give them up at times, and other times you're not willing to give them up and all they have is a fucking appetizer down. It's great that you get to pick on your days what you want to fucking keep and give away, but you're going to walk into the restaurant and start your day by starting shit with somebody else. Yeah. That's super interesting that you know the fucking rule, dude. Officially in the fucking book, it says standard is that if there is not food in for the table, meaning entrees in, like I have pressed the buttons and I have hit send on entrees, then that table should go to the next person that takes over the section. Should go to. Have we ever fucking stuck to that of like fucking grinding?
It
like
so depends on the server.
But we've never stuck to it like fucking by the book. Like,
no, it's definitely not something that's
I've never had a manager walk through my section and be like, "That goes to the next server, that goes to the next server, that one you only got cocktails for." That's never fucking happened. We walk in, you talk to your relief, and you go, "Hey, how are you feeling? If you'd like, I've got this table for you or that table, or you know what, I'd actually really like to keep this table." Yeah.
And it is a lot of an ask too. Like, "Hey, I know I just started this table, but this is the biggest table this is the only party of 6 I've had today. Do you mind if I keep it?" Or, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have a conversation.
I will never say anything unless I walk in and there are 6 tables in my 6-table section and they want to keep all 6 of them. Then I might be like, "Hey, are any of them starting out?" Yeah. Because if so, can I take over, Or like, can I get sat in a different section in the meantime? Because then that can be shitty. But you're telling me that you fucking walked in that building, you looked at one table and said, "Well, that's in my section." Suck a dick, dude. Yeah. Because it's really funny that when it's convenient for you, you give me 4 fucking tables. Or you keep 4 tables. Because he's done it that way too, where he's absolutely kept tables, and I walk by and I'm like, "That's funny, all they have is calamari." Really interesting. They still have menus in front of them. Should I fight you on it?
Oh, apparently you should.
From here on out, I will.
Because he was just like, "Yeah, well, it's my section, so I think that I should have it." And it's I don't want to be losing out on a table because she's taking one of my tables and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, he was like really upset about it. And I was like, "Well, yeah, like you can just like let her keep the table, or you can decide you want to have a problem with the bartenders and then you can take that table." Either you're within your rights to take the table if you want to.
Sure, if you want to bring it up to managers, but even they might look at you and be like, "Dog, come on, it's one fucking table."
Yeah, the bartenders aren't getting any other tables. Also, do you
not care enough about the rest of the people that you work with to just set it aside?
No, he absolutely doesn't.
I come in as a closer, and sometimes Bambi has 3 tables, right? And she'll look at me, "Hey, so," and I go, "Dad, you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain a single thing to me. Keep every single one of them as long as you're not going to violate. You don't need me to jump on it right now. Keep it." And because sometimes she'll come to me and be like, I think I want to keep them, but if they take too long, then talk to me when they take too long. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it. I want you to make the money that you can make, and then I'm going to make the money that I can make tonight. That's fine.
Yeah.
I will never fight over 1 to 2 to 3 tables, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. That's never going to happen. If I get sat in my section 15 minutes before I get to work, and I get there, and then that's 15 minutes of somebody else's table, that's your table, dog. That's yours. It's fine. I'm not, and I've had managers come to me, hey, so I know that 62 is yours, but no, it's not. It's not mine. It's fine. I will get another one. That table will get up and it will get reset. I work at night. Like, it's fine. I can't fucking believe that he would say anything. But yet, when somebody's 2 minutes late and you want to get rid of all your fucking tables, you have something to say about that.
It's so funny that he was that mad about.
So you want every table when you get there, but none of them when you're leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up.
He came up to me today and he was like, wow, you're like the most, what did he call it?
Did he say punctual?
Yeah, he was like, you're the most punctual relief I've had so far. And I was like, that's not true. And I just clocked in. And like, I was like, that's not true.
He's just talking shit on Pretty Young Thing. I also clock in at my clock in time every single fucking day. If anything, I'm waiting for that minute to tick over so I can clock in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. Also, like I said, your shift does not end at 4 o'clock. It doesn't say that in your schedule, and it's also just not how it works. If a new table sits down, greet it. Greet it. Start the table. You don't have to keep it. Nobody's asking you to stay here till 6. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You do that until your relief gets there. If your relief is 10 minutes late, shut the fuck up. That's all there is to it. If it gets to 30 minutes and you haven't seen your relief, you should go find somebody.
Let's talk to somebody. Yeah.
Let's make sure your relief is alive and okay. Or did they call out and the managers not tell us? Because that happens. Like,
that has happened, yeah.
You figure it out, but don't you dare fucking walk up to me and start complaining about how it's 4:02 and your relief isn't here yet.
That's wild. 4:02 is wild. I wouldn't start saying anything till like 4:10.
Oh, no,
4:15.
No. He's checking the watch on his wrist because apparently it's sending shockwaves through him for every second after 4 o'clock. Dude, oh my God, I thought he was talking to me that day. That's why I was so pissed off. I was like, you're not saying these words to me? It was, oh no, did you think I would do that? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what you would do. I just know I need you to walk away. Walk away, dog. I don't want to do this with you. But yeah, and then the following week, literally last weekend, I'm his relief. They're perfectly at 4 o'clock. To which he does say, oh, you're on, oh, look at this, at least you're on time.
So rude.
And so I looked him, we were in the beverage station, and he says, at least you're on time. And I looked at him and I said, your shift does not end at 4. And he goes, no, I know, it's just like they're seating people. I go, so you greet them.
Yeah.
That's all that, you do your job until it's someone else's job. Stop it. And you let people make money. Let other people make money. Shut the fuck up. You call out and give away 6 of your fucking 12 shifts in 2 weeks. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Shut up.
Him and Mrs. Paranorman are giving up shifts left
and right. Constantly. If my phone buzzes, it's one of them giving away a shift.
Yeah.
So, no, you do not get to come in here and start playing fucking, is this my table or is it not?
You greet it regardless.
You greet it regardless, or you just give it to the bartender. You let it the fuck go. Now, like I said, if you come in and your entire section is sat, ask to be in a different section at that point. Yeah. I've done that. I've walked in and the entire cove is sat, and I looked at the managers and I go, so where am I? Like, I'm somewhere else, right? Because I'm here now, and that's obviously not my section. Because
somebody else is taking tables in that section,
right,
not me.
And they're all eating, so can I have whatever section they were supposed to have? Like, let's just swap this out. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Fuck, I can't. I just can't handle that kind of mentality at work.
Yes, it's the hypocrisy, really. The, like,
yeah, I want all the tables. I want all the tables until it doesn't work for me, and then I want to leave.
Yeah.
Also, do your fucking side work. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, today he was telling a manager, new bar manager was telling him, like, oh yeah, we don't have, to-go cups, blah, blah, blah. New bar manager was like, yes, we do. I just ordered them. Walks upstairs, comes down with an entire fucking case of to-go cups. And then there was this whole exchange in the bev station happening. I don't fucking know. I don't even care what it was. But there was this whole something happening between the two of them, and Paranorman sitting there. Well, I was looking in this one area because I expect them to be in the same area all the time. Sir, how long have you fucking worked here? Stop it. You know also, that they travel. Like, get the fuck off of it.
The stocked area upstairs where we keep all the extra stuff isn't that big.
No,
it's not that big.
3 racks.
So if you have to scan all 3 racks to find the thing you're looking for, then scan all 3 fucking racks. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that at all. And he was just like, oh, I was looking in this one area because they're always in this area. And I expect them to always be in the same area.
Go work in a lab.
And yeah, bar
That's
manager
when
was
everything's
just like,
going to be right where you need it to be. Go work in a fucking lab.
and bar manager was just like, yeah, it was up there and walked away. Like, he was not entertaining whatever bullshit Paranorman was trying to fucking pull. And then both of them walk out of Bev Station. And fuckface McGee walks over into the Bev Station. He goes, you know why they were saying that? And she starts like trying to like gossip. I think it was me, Mrs. Paranorman, her, and then like one other person. And she was just like, you know why he was saying that is because last week she starts talking and I just look over and I go, just like a man. And the one man that was the new busser turned server that we have was like walking into the Bev Station to get his table's drinks. Like,
then he leaves.
So innocent. He's 18, 19 years old.
Yeah,
so
he's
innocent.
so kind.
So sweet. The nicest person I've ever met. And I just look at him in the face and go, just like a man. And I walk out and he's like, what's happening?
What did I do? Just trying to exist.
He's like, I'm just here.
The other night on my closing shift, we closed at 9. Not a big deal. But it hits 8:20. And I get a table. And then at 8:30, I get another table. And then one of my tables who sat at like 8:15, they keep telling me they're waiting for one more person. But now it's 8:40, so I let them know, like, hey guys, I understand you're waiting for one more. Yeah, we've got one more coming. I go, okay, cool.
I just said that.
The kitchen closes in 20 minutes. Like, I just want to let you know. Oh, okay, no worries. You know what? We'll start with the 2-tiered, shellfish platter. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Okay, cool. And then the other one joins them. I get him a beer as well. And then, or a cocktail, whatever it was. And then, so they're taking up time. And then I get one more table. And it is like 8:48.
Ugh.
So I have 4 tables that have all come in within the last 30 minutes of service. And like, fine, it's cool, I don't care. But then the table of 3 tells me, well, we have one more coming.
No, you don't.
That's what I said. I looked that man in the face and I said, no, you don't. And we all laugh because I said it with a smile on my face. I was like, no, you don't. And so we all laugh and they're like, well, we're not sure if he's going to make it. And I go, is there anything else you want to order? Is there anything else you want to, do you want to order for him now? And he can have it cold when he gets here? Like, I don't care how long you stay after kitchen has closed. But if I don't put your order in, I am getting mean mugged by fucking 8 guys in the back.
Yeah, they're real mad about it. Yeah.
So mad about it. And they'll even come out of the kitchen to tell me to put the order in. Mm-hmm. And it's terrifying. Like, some of those men, I am afraid of. Like, one of them for sure has killed people before. And, like, I'm not trying to upset any, like, I also want to go home, guys. Like, I'm really sorry. I don't want this to be happening to me either. But anyways, the point of this story was arrogant server, right? Who I will admit in the last 2 weeks has been incredibly less arrogant. I'm assuming that his ass has been handed to him a couple of times now because it's starting to show that he's realizing, all of that talk.
Maybe the job isn't as easy as he thought it was.
All of that talk isn't coming out of him anymore. So great. But anyways, he comes up to me. I am putting in the last food that I have to put in for this table of 2 that sat at fucking almost 8:50, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm putting in their food, and arrogant server walks up and he goes, hey, I don't want this to make you mad. And I go,
oh no, what a bad way to start.
Oh no. I hit send on the food. I go, yeah, what's up? Like, bring it. What's happening? Like, I'm giving him my full attention. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up? What do you got to say? And he goes, I think you're the only closer we have that gets the late night tables like this. And I
am pissed.
No. I shout so loud because I go, right? Fucking tell everyone else that. And like 2 people at my table like look over because I'm making noise.
you're but making a scene.
I'm so fucking validated right now. Like, the guy that doesn't give 2 shits about anybody else in this restaurant and doesn't pay attention to what's happening in anybody else's life has noticed that this happens to me and me alone. He's like,
it doesn't happen to me very often.
Right. And you've told me before as a closer, it doesn't really happen to you. A few of our other closers have told me, I don't usually get anybody after 8:30 at the latest,
Yeah.
And that's rare for them. So for him to have said, yeah, it just really only seems to happen to you. I go, I know. Tell me about it. And I was like, go fucking tell the managers that too. Because anytime I get pissed about it, they're like, well, it's your job. And it's like, yeah, I know it's my job. but it's only my job. It's nobody else's
feel like
job.
It's the closer's job. It feels like it's
my job.
Bunny's job.
Yeah, it's Bunny's job, and Bunny has to do it. Cat doesn't have to do it. Fucking nobody else. Bambi doesn't have to do it. Nobody else has to do it. Just Bunny. So anyways, it was just really validating in that moment to have him say that. I was like, thank you. I'm not mad at you. Just thank you. So the other day, I don't think I've told you this yet. Just stupid shit that happens at work. We were winding down for the night, and I had a day. Like, we were busy as hell. I think it was one of our Fish Fridays, and so we're winding down, and I'm closing, and so I'm running some of the last food, and the kitchen manager calls to me. He goes, "That's 62," and I go, "Okay." So I'm taking out these 2 plates, and I leave the kitchen, and instead of saying corner, I shout out to the restaurant, 62! To which, thank fucking God, nobody was around to hear it happen. Like, there wasn't a table at 61.
You can't for sure heard
100% 3 people in the back of house heard me. I walk out announcing to the world, 62, how I would say corner, like in that same inflection, except it was 62, and then, beat red. I just walk over to 62. I was like, oh, here's your scallops, here's your bullshit, whatever. And
now
then,
you know what table you're sitting at.
in case you were wondering. And then I fucking book it to the back, and I find the GM because she was there that night, and she was talking about how just like run down she had been all night. And I was like, oh, well, I've got you beat. My brain's not with me anymore.
It has gone on vacation.
Yeah. I was like, my brain's not here anymore, and now I'm just calling out table numbers instead of corner. And she's like, you didn't. And I was like, so loud. So loud. Literally, as soon as I hit that cusp of the kitchen to the 62. Fucking idiot. That was worse. That was worse of a moment for me than the time that I called corner at the grocery store.
I always want to call corner in a grocery store. It just makes sense. I have the whole buggy. Everything's happening.
A buggy, calm down. You're fucking American. You goddamn
shopping cart.
Yeah, it's a shopping cart. It's a buggy. Stop it. All right. Your husband called it that one fucking time. He said it's a buggy, and you're like, oh, that's my whole personality.
Only people I talk to is you and him, and I talk to him a lot more than I talk to you, okay?
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Mine.
Thank you. Anyways, rounding the corner at the grocery store one time, I was like, corner, and then I went, oh, fuck, I hated that.
I would be really embarrassed if I actually did it, but I always want to. I did
do it. I did it, loud and clear. But this was worse. Calling 62 was worse. I was like, ugh. So we love the weird people that come into our restaurant. We love them.
Speak for yourself.
No, I mean, like, the people we can talk about.
Okay, yeah.
Fair. We love them for being weird so that we can talk about them.
Content.
The content people. The people we owe the podcast to. I got this table the other day, and it's what I believe. It was discussed differently between me and Fabulous Manager and a few other people. But when I walk up to the table, what I believe this setup is 2 grandchildren and their grandparents. Three grandchildren. Sorry, it's 2 boys and a girl. But here's the thing. They are all towhead blonde. All of them. Grandpa included.
Okay.
With a little salt coming through his blonde. But definitely Grandma and Grandpa look to be pushing 65. And these kids are, 13, 10, and 7, right?
Okay.
So young children, right, for them. And so I was like, oh, grandparents taking the grandkids out to dinner. To which I was later told, no, that's their parents. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, they stole those children. No, it's not. Except they are all towhead blonde. And the 2 boys look identical, except there's obviously like 2 or 3 years between them because one's much taller than the other. But I mean, literally identical.
Interesting.
The creepiest part about it was...
Oh, children of the corn. Let's go.
So thank you. That's what I said. Hold on. You're getting ahead. You stop getting ahead of me. They're all wearing white sweatshirts that say, in Comic Sans, Happy Potato.
No. Nope.
So I walk up, and I'm like, the fuck is Happy Potato?
They're murdering me.
Right.
Like they're looking for
They
a new
have
victim.
left their colts for the day to go on get the children out for a little field trip to the fish store.
The fish store.
They get to see the lobsters in the tank. Back to the cult. Sorry, get back to weaving your own clothes. So, Happy Potato. White sweatshirts. White, like, crew neck sweatshirts. No hoods or anything. With the Comic Sans in black. Happy Potato. That's all it says. And I'm like, what's happening at this table? So then I have host and Fabulous manager telling me, oh, they've come in before. That's their parents. And I'm like, that's not their parents. That's their grandparents. There's no this age gap is huge. This woman did not have a child 7 years ago. No, she didn't. Yeah. 17, maybe. Not 7. Because like I said, she looked good, but she also looked 65. Mm-hmm. So, weird. And so, it is the 13-year-old's birthday. And so they tell me, oh, we're celebrating his birthday. Okay, great. Happy birthday. He says thank you.
Is he potato?
I don't know.
You never asked?
No, hold on. No, I'm not going to ask the table.
I would 100%.
I called them Children from the Corn or Children of the Corn from the moment that they sat down. I was like, oh, great. I have Children of the Corn in my section. Like, that's what I said because they looked...
Toe-headed blonde children are Children of the Corn always.
Right, and they're all in matching outfits.
Yeah, like, that's Children of the Corn. That's gold
wild
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and so at one point... We're waiting for food to come out. And I go by because I want to get refills for anybody that wants a refill. And so, also there was this whole thing about milk, how the kids had to drink milk first. And so Grandma was like, oh, it's his birthday. Let him have the soda instead of, I already told him he could have the soda instead of the milk. And I'm stuck here at the table for this conversation. Oh. And so Grandpa looks at Grandma and goes, Mommy, I don't care what you told him. He should have. And she goes, oh, Daddy, let him just have. And I'm like,
I'm vomiting.
Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that in public, and preferably don't do it in private either. Stop it. What are you doing?
Preferably
in front
nowhere.
of your grandchildren, possibly children, but grandchildren, like fucking nobody wants to. Anyways, so it's this back and forth of like, he has to have milk. Oh, he doesn't, let him not have the milk. Everybody has to have milk. And I wanted to look at that man and be like, milk's not actually good for your bones. They just say that. Like, that was just like a propaganda thing to sell more milk.
Yeah.
Like, it's not true, guy from the 50s. Like, calm down. Because he absolutely lived through the 50s. Like,
oh, he was indoctrinated into the...
Right, but like, he was like 20 in the 50s. Like, he's old. But anyways, so, at one point... The 13-year-old is sitting, now I have to show you, and I know that our listeners can't see this, but he's got his hands on the table. And have you seen the movie AI?
Ooh, it's been a long time, but
right.
Yes.
Okay, so now after this interaction, I'm thinking the children are not, in fact, from a cult, they are robots.
Okay.
So he's got his hands down at the table, and I walk up, like from your side, to ask about the refills. And he goes, is it true I get a birthday dessert? And I go, yeah. Yeah, you get a free dessert for your birthday. And he goes, thank you. And looks straight again. And I'm like, I hate this! Get me out of here! This is my nightmare. Stop it. I mean, like, literally robotically looked at me. Hands still flat on the table. Like, if he doesn't, he's going to get smacked. And like, is it true I get a birthday dessert? And I was like, yeah, you get one. Thank you. And then back to looking straight ahead, and I'm like, what is happening right now? I hate panicking. It. So I looked up Happy Potato.
What is it?
I had to know.
I can't believe I would have asked him.
Why?
Why not?
Creeping me out.
Okay, but they're fucking all wearing the same thing. I would have been like, yo, what's that about?
Okay, so I looked up Happy Potato, and it's a website, and it's talking about how they work with this thing called the FarmLink Project. And so I'm like, so a cult.
Oh,
I was
homeschooled.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So FarmLink Project is our nonprofit affiliate, and the way it works is simple. FarmLink uses the proceeds from your order to source fresh surplus produce from farms and redistributes it to food banks, whatever. It's like a food bank thing. But anyways, here's my favorite part. It says the organization has already rescued over 0 million meals. I screenshotted it so you could see it. I don't know if that's a mistake.
So none.
Or if they're hoping that ticks over to like more and it's like a counter. But at this point, they have helped 0 meals go out. Or at least 0 million meals. And it says they dream of a world filled with happy potatoes where no produce goes to waste. So is this like the ugly produce?
Maybe.
I mean, it's not. It seems like they had the idea afterwards and they called it, see that writing right there? The Comic Sans Happy Potato.
Oh, yeah.
That's what their sweaters all said.
Ew.
But this is just like the description because I went to the like About Us, right?
Right.
So yeah, super culty. It's like super culty family.
It just sounds like super homeschooled. I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, we don't live near any, like, Amish communities, but this, like, the whole vibe was giving, like...
That's what homeschools are.
Raised a barn recently. You
Yeah.
know? Like, that's kind of how it felt to me. Anyways, that was weeks ago. I've been waiting forever to tell you about the Colt family.
Yeah, that's strange. I hope they never come in.
Apparently they come in all the time.
I don't want them.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
I hope you get them next time.
Well, you ready to check out?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Rolling Silverware Podcast. If you are enjoying the post-shift shit talk, please feel free to rate it. Tune back in next week for our shift shenanigans.